Oh, you guys, how is it already September? What's going on? I am so excited for fall, but at the same time, summer went by at an absolutely record-breaking pace. That being said, I am so excited to get reset for September. I've been feeling a little bit like unsettled and unanchored for the last couple of weeks. I've been doing a lot of travel since like mid-July. I went out of the country. I went to Europe in August for almost 2 weeks. Like, I have been very much off of my routine recently, and I feel like I haven't had time to like really sit down and reset and like get settled for a while. So I'm actually very excited for this video. So I'm gonna get September started on a good note by getting my space all cleaned, getting all prepped and ready, and doing everything that I normally do for the start of a brand new month. If you guys are new here, hello and welcome. My name is Charlotte. I do these monthly reset vlogs every single month as my way to kind of like mark the passage of time and keep myself accountable for every month. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel down below. I would love to have you join the family. We are trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get cleaning my apartment to kick off this reset vlog.
It dries up and now there's just one road to take. It's growing up over with green. So easy to drive on, but not what it seems. The poison is spilling upstream, and it's taking out every living thing. Every living thing. Who told you that you were no good? There's no use in trying, and even if you could, it wouldn't come up like it should. This stubborn kudzu just covers these words. Could you listen to somebody?
Genuinely, there's no better feeling than having a clean apartment, especially after you've been unsettled. Like, starting a new month with a clean apartment just feels so good. And to be honest, it's been a little while since I cleaned some of the things that I cleaned just now. Like, it's been a while since I wiped down like the backs of my countertops and really like moved stuff out of the way to get in the nooks and crannies, but it feels so good. Oh, I'm also so excited for fall, namely because chai season is back. I know you can have chai whenever you want, but for me, fall is like chai time. I only drink chai lattes during the fall. And like during the spring and summer, I don't really have any fun little drinks that I can make because I don't drink coffee. So like in the fall, I get my little chai lattes, and then in the winter, I get my hot chocolate. And it makes me so excited for the colder months because I finally have like a fun, cutie little drink that I can make. Anyway, let's quickly go over my August goals and wrap up August. I had 7 goals for August. I'll put a screenshot on screen so you guys can follow along. We're just gonna go through these quickly because I feel like I always spend way too much time in this section of the reset vlog. Number 1, I wanted to get back into my daily morning routine. I feel like I did a pretty good job with this before and after my Scotland trip. It was pretty hard to do on my Scotland trip because I was out of the country. I was in Europe. We were in and out of different hotels, and obviously like I was very much out of my routine, so it was hard to maintain my routine. But before the Scotland trip, and then especially after I came home, like the past week, I feel like I've been pretty decent about staying off my phone in the morning. I've been trying to eat like a good balanced breakfast. I've actually been eating it out on the balcony recently, getting that fresh air in, so I feel like I did pretty well with this goal. Number 2, I wanted to spend at least an hour outside every day. I also feel like I achieved this. I was really good about spending time outside, getting my fresh air, getting some sun on my face, getting my steps in. Most of the time that I spend outside is me like going on walks or, like I said, eating breakfast on my balcony, but I feel like I spent a really decent amount of time outside. I really like soaked in the last bits of summer, so I'm really proud of myself for that. Third up, I wanted to do strength training 3 times a week. I would definitely say I didn't do this 3 times a week, but I think I did this at least once a week, which for me I'm counting as a win because this is something new that I'm trying to implement into my routine, and I feel like that's a good foundation, and it's something that like I can keep working my way up to. My 4th goal was to hit 10,000 steps per day every day, and I'm so proud to say that I achieved this. When I was in Europe, I went to Scotland and Ireland, and we were walking everywhere. Like, we were doing walking tours every day for 8 days straight, so I was definitely hitting my step count in Europe, like no questions asked. We were hitting like 14,000, 15,000, 16,000 steps a day. But I'm also really proud to say that I've been able to maintain maintain that since I've been home as well, which is just so nice because that's something that was a little bit of a reach goal for me this year, or this month, I guess. But I feel very confident that I achieved this, so rock on. My next goal was to do my daily highlight in my bullet journal. That's a spread that I have where I just write like the highlight of every single day. I didn't do this every day, but I did go in and like backfill a lot of days, so I have an entry for every day of August, and honestly, I'm gonna count that as a win, especially because I haven't been doing my bullet journal as much as I want to recently. So like any port in a storm, we're counting like any progress towards this goal as a win. My next to last goal was to prioritize reading instead of scrolling. I did not achieve this goal. I didn't read too much in August. I definitely read more than I think I anticipated, but I definitely still struggled with scrolling and being on my phone a lot more than I want to be. So that's something that I'm going to continue working on through September and through the rest of the year, is breaking that phone addiction, like breaking my desire to just scroll and waste time on social media. And then my final goal for August was to clear out my phone storage. This was a problem that I needed to solve before I got my new phone, because I had 256 gigabytes of storage on my old phone and I was constantly running out of storage. It got so bad to the point that like I couldn't even take screenshots on my old phone. Like that's how little storage I had left on my old phone. So I didn't actually end up clearing out my phone storage because I just got a new phone, and this phone has a terabyte of storage in it, which is just about 4 times more storage than my old phone had. I didn't actually clear out my storage, but I've got plenty on this phone, so we're doing okay with this. So those are the August goals. Honestly, I feel really good about the progress that I made on these goals, especially because August was such a busy month for me. Like I've kind of mentioned, I was traveling a lot in August. I had a lot of things going on. Like August was a very abnormal month for me. I was kind of out of my routine. Like I said, I was out of the country. Like I was in a two completely different countries. And I think that makes it kind of hard to like get settled in and like carry on with your regular routine, which makes me even more proud that I was able to make so much progress towards my goals. I did also vlog on my trip, so I'll have 2 vlogs going up. I'll have 1 vlog for Scotland and 1 vlog for Ireland. I think those will be the next 2 videos that go up on my channel. We had so much fun. It was such a blast. I can't wait for you guys to see all the footage. It was just, we did so many fun, cool things. Like it was such a great trip. It's kind of surreal to me that it's over because we've been looking forward to this trip as a family for like a year and a half at this point. Like we've been planning it for that long, and it just feels so odd to not have it as something to like look forward to in the future. But that trip was so much fun. Like I said, you guys will see those vlogs very, very soon and get the full recap of everything we did while we were in Scotland and Ireland. I am going to break up the order that I usually film these reset vlogs in, and we're actually going to do my bullet journal first to kick off like getting into September. I usually end up saving my bullet journal for last, but I feel like it almost makes more sense to do that first as a way to kind of be like, okay, now we're separating, like August has gone by and we're going into September, and then afterwards we'll go in through my goals and book club and all of that good stuff. I am so proud of this bullet journal. It's got so many cute spreads in it, and I've been trying my best to keep up with it like all year long, but I've been doing these really pretty intro spreads for each month of the year, and honestly I am just so excited to make mine for September. I am so excited for fall, and I'm so excited specifically for football season. So you already know that's the theme that we're picking for September. We actually had college football start yesterday on the day that I'm filming this. It's a Sunday, and college football for me started yesterday. Michigan played their first game of the season and we won. So shout out to the Wolverines. I actually made my little chai in my Michigan tumbler, my University of Michigan wine glass, because I'm just so excited about football season starting. I even went and got my September nails done today, and they are also a football theme. Obviously, we had to go with football. They are so cute. They turned out so well. I found the design on Pinterest, and I was so nervous that they were gonna be like, no, it's too complicated, we can't do that, but they turned out so cute, like exactly what I was envisioning, and I'm so happy with them. So I am going to be making my bullet journal spreads pretty much exactly like what my nails look like for this month. I am so excited.
Spill, you dig in your heels and spread the disease. You're spreading the disease. Back up the drive a bit. Could you see what this is? This is
bullet journal spreads are done. It feels so odd to be saying that so early on in this video, but they turned out so cute and I cannot wait to show you guys. I'm so obsessed with how they turned out. Okay, so here is the cover page. I think the pattern turned out so cute. We've got a bunch of footballs and we have the uprights that they kick field goals into. Obviously, like I said, like my nails say, I am very into football season this year and pretty much every year. It's just such a fun thing to be into. I'm just having so much fun with it. We've also got some other like fall stuff. I've got some full apples and then I've also got some apple slices kind of like dotted around the page. And then you guys know me, I can't do anything without adding a little greenery. So we just added a couple little sprigs of leaves just kind of in and around. Especially here in DC, it kind of stays green, like summer green for a long time. Like even though I'm feeling like it's fall and I'm getting ready for fall, it's still gonna look like summer outside. There's still gonna be like a lot of green leaves outside for a long time, like pretty much until Thanksgiving. So we gotta include a little bit of greenery. I also just love greenery, as you guys can tell from the state of my apartment. I'm just big on greenery and like plants and everything, so we had to include a couple of those. If we flip the page, we get my September calendar spread. I think this turned out so cute. You guys know I usually do some type of tall plant or something on the side of my calendar spreads, but for this one I ended up doing a little football field. I think it looks so cute. This is obviously the Michigan football field, so I went with the Big House football field over here. I think it's so cute. We've got September and then I've just got a couple little shelves kind of like filling in the space with some fall like September-y stuff. We've got books, we've got tea, plate of cookies up here, we've got like apples and an apple pie, some more books and a plant, just kind of like filling in the space around the calendar. And then if we flip the page, finally the last spread that I did for September so far is my highs and lows page. So we have a space for every day of the month where I can write the highlight of every day, and then if there's a low of the day, like if something bad happened or if I was upset about something or just irritated or frustrated, this is kind of like a place to write down the low point of the day if there is one. And these are just a really fun way to kind of like look back and have a log of the month, and then I do these every month, so I kind of have it for the entire year as well. Just a cutie little time capsule, and we just did kind of the same sort of theme that I've been doing throughout the year for these, kind of like gallery wall style for the title of these pages. But those are all the spreads. I think they turned out so cute. I am honestly obsessed with them. I feel like I've been saying this every month for the last couple months, but these spreads might honestly be some of my favorites that I've ever done. They just turned out so cute, and like I said, it's pretty much exactly what I had envisioned for this month for my bullet journal, so chef's kiss. I'm just so pleased with how they turned out.
Open up the window, I'm breathing in the last of September. I can feel the wind blow.
I don't know what it is about September, but I just have this energy about it that I'm feeling so motivated. I'm feeling so excited to like lock back in on all the things that I've kind of let take a back seat for the last couple months. Like I definitely feel like I have a lot on my plate and I want to acknowledge that, and I don't want to like expect too much of myself because I definitely tend to have like super high expectations for myself. But at the same time, I'm the type of person where I function the best, I feel like, when I have so many things going on that I don't really have time to think about it. I just have to do it. Like I've kind of noticed over like the course of my like young adult life, starting like really in high school and kind of like going through to now, I really focus the best when I don't have a lot of time to like overthink things. And I feel like the way that I do that is by having a super busy schedule, like not giving myself a ton of downtime, because I find the downtime is when I tend to be like spending more time on my phone, spending more time like overthinking everything, and then I kind of start like second guessing my goals, second guessing everything. Like I don't know, I feel like I start to think about things too much and then I get in my head about everything. So I'm really trying to like get out of that mindset and get back into just feeling like motivated and disciplined and like excited about all the things that I'm passionate about, because I'm passionate about so many things, and I feel like I want to get back to like performing or creating or like existing at the level that I know I can be at, that I feel like I haven't reached as much in the last couple months. So I'm just really excited for September. My battery is about to die. Let me change my battery in my camera and then we will go over the goals that I set for September. All right, we've got a fresh battery in my camera. Let's go over these goals for September. My first goal for September is to keep my daily screen time under 6 hours. We are locking back in on this. Like I mentioned a little bit in like the August goal recap section, I feel like I've been letting my screen time kind of creep back up. My screen time has been a little bit higher than I'd like it to be, and I've like started to become aware of when I'm doom scrolling. Like I'll be in the middle of like sitting on my couch scrolling on my phone and kind of like come to, and I'll be like, what have I been doing for the past 45 minutes? Like nothing. And especially now that we're going into fall and the days are going to start getting shorter, unfortunately, I really want to make sure that I'm like making the most of my time. So we're going to try and keep my daily screen time under 6 hours, hopefully, fingers crossed. Carrying forward one of my goals from August, I want to keep up with my 10K daily steps. I feel like this was such a good goal for me. It really motivated me to like get outside, go on walks. Walking is so good for you, and like having this 10K daily step goal is really motivating for me to go out like on walks, because I've noticed I won't hit 10K steps if I don't like go on a dedicated walk. So I feel like this is really helpful for me to kind of like build a little bit of fitness into my schedule. I do my boxing classes once a week, but going on those daily walks really helps also. Just like keeps my body healthy, keeps my mind healthy, keeps me kind of like active without expecting too much of myself. My next two goals are for my content. Like I mentioned, I really want to like lock back in on my content and get back to posting more consistently in the fall. I do always find that the fall season, I have so much fun posting. It's just so, I don't know, there's so many fun things going on. Like you get to decorate, you get to kind of like, football season is starting, back to school season is starting. Not that I'm in school anymore, but it's still like a fun time. And then you're going into the holidays. Like there's just so much to document in like as you go into the fall. So I do find I usually get a little extra like burst of motivation for my content in the fall, and sometimes I kind of fall into a slump in the summer. That's like something I've noticed. So I'm kind of trying to like get out of my like summer content slump and back into posting super consistently. So the first goal for that is to spend at least 1 hour editing my content every day. I've noticed over the course of the last couple months, I am very, very good at filming content, and I am very, very bad at editing content and getting it out in like a timely fashion. You guys would not believe how many TikToks I have filmed on my phone right now that I have just not posted because editing them feels like such an insurmountable task. So I really want to spend a little bit more time editing, and I'm figuring if I can just do like a little bit of it every day, that'll kind of like help me get into the routine of that, and it won't be such a big deal to like spend an entire day, like waste an entire Sunday editing like 6 hours worth of content when I can do it like little by little throughout the week. I think that'll be a little bit more of a sustainable strategy. And then going along with that, I also want to post at least one video per platform per week. I generally do okay with this. Like I'm posting at least one video on at least one platform per week, not always every platform, but I'll usually post like my weekly apartment resets over on Instagram and TikTok. I'll do like a mini reset of my apartment every week. I try my best to post weekly on YouTube here as well, but I have kind of let that slip a little bit just because it's a lot more time consuming and labor intensive to edit YouTube videos than it is to edit for Instagram and TikTok, because I'm producing like a 20 to 30 minute video for YouTube versus a 90-second video for Instagram or TikTok. So I do always try my best with YouTube, but it doesn't always happen weekly. I am trying to get back into it, like trust. It's not that I don't want to, it's just literally that I don't have enough hours in the day. But I want to lock back in on September. That's like the theme, is like locking back in, and post at least one video per week on each platform. So like posting at least once a week on YouTube, posting at least once a week on Instagram, at least once a week on TikTok, just to like get me back in the groove of posting a little bit more consistently. My next goal is to fill out that daily highlight spread in my bullet journal every single day. Journaling daily is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've always like gotten so close to doing it, but I've never actually been able to like lock it in as a habit. So we are trying again to get this back to a daily habit. I'm gonna try and do this every night as like the last thing that I do before bed instead of scrolling on my phone. This is kind of like the subtext of this goal, is I'm gonna try and do this every night before I go to bed. Rather than scrolling on my phone, I can fill out this spread in my journal as kind of like a recap of the day. I just think that's a better use of my time. It'll help me wind down a little bit more. Speaking of going to sleep, I am trying to fix my sleep schedule. It has been absolutely atrocious all summer. Partially, it's me like procrastinating on going to sleep. Part of it has also been just with traveling and everything, it's hard to stay in like a consistent sleep schedule. But I don't have any more like huge travel plans for the rest of the year, so I think we'll be able to kind of like relax a little bit and get back into a more consistent routine. So I want to try and be in bed by 11 p.m. at least on weeknights. Like if I need to go into the office the next day or if I have work the next day, I really want to try and be asleep. Honestly, I'd like to be asleep by 10:45 because I usually wake up at 6:45 in the morning, so 10:45 gives me that 8 hours, but we're also trying to be realistic here, so I'm gonna try to strive to be in bed by 11, at least on the weekdays in September, and we'll see how that goes. And finally, my last goal for this month is to read 3 books. This is a little bit higher than I'll sometimes set for my other like reading goals in past months, but I'm getting a little bit behind on my yearly goal to read 25 books for 2025. So I'd like to read 3 books in September and kind of like catch back up to that goal. And it kind of goes hand in hand with limiting my daily screen time, because the more I'm reading, the less time I'm spending on my phone. So hopefully I can be switching from phone time to reading time and get up to that 3 book goal. So those are all my September goals. Speaking of reading, let's finish out this vlog by heading over to the floor and doing our September meeting of book club. I'm so excited for book club, you guys. I feel like I have so many books that I've been saving like for the fall season. Y'all know, like I just mentioned, sometimes I kind of fall into like a summer slump, and I feel like that also applies to reading. I talked about this in my reset vlog last month, but I don't know, the summer romances just were not grabbing me this year. So I feel like I didn't read a whole ton this summer because I just kind of like wasn't into a lot of the books that I feel like are like summer books. But I am so excited for fall season, for spooky season. Y'all know I love like murder mystery books, so I'm very excited for that. Anyway, before I get ahead of myself, let's go over the books that I read in August first. First up, we have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I actually started reading this in July, but I hadn't finished it by the time I did my August reset vlog. So I promised you guys an update once I finished this book. I did not end up loving this book, you guys. I'm sorry to say. This book ended up being a 3-star read for me. I don't know, it just didn't like, I feel like it could have been so much more than it was. I thought the premise was so cool. I thought it had so much promise, and in the end, I just kind of feel like it didn't really deliver. Like I kind of felt like I was spending the entire book waiting for something to happen, like waiting for that moment where I'm like, oh my God, like here we go. And I don't know if it was like the structure of the book, because it was kind of told like dual timelines, where you kind of like, you know exactly what's gonna happen from the first chapter, and then you flash back to like several years before, and then you're kind of like reading both timelines at once, so you're getting updates on both at the same time. So there was no like, I don't know, I feel like that kind of like robbed the tension from the like big, oh my God, like the climax of the book. Cause once the storylines like caught up to each other, and at the end it was just like the one continuous like story, I kind of felt like, okay, what was that all for? If you guys are new here, I never spoil books in book club, so you don't have to worry about me ever like giving away the big finale of a book, but I just will say that like the big finale of this book, I was kind of like, oh. I did get a little bit misty on the last page. I was actually out in public reading this book when I finished it. I was at the public pool, and I did start crying on the pool deck on the final page. So like it definitely did tug on the heartstrings. I don't know, the characters didn't really hit for me. Like I said, I felt like this book could have been more than it was. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it as much as I was expecting to. Next up, we had a book that I listened to on audiobook. This was A Beautiful Family by Jennifer Trevelyan. Oh, you guys, I loved this book. I can't even like explain to you why I loved it so much, but this was a 5-star read for me. I enjoyed it so deeply. It was like just so brilliantly done. It was from the perspective of a 10-year-old girl who was going on this extended holiday with her family. And like there were so many things that you kind of had to like read between the lines, because the main character is only 10, so like she doesn't understand fully like the context of what she's witnessing and the events that she's going through, but like you as the reader do. And I feel like that worked really well for me, where I'm like, oh my God, I know what's happening, or I know what's about to happen, or I can kind of like work my way out of like what's going on in this situation, but this 10-year-old doesn't have like the life context to really understand all the things that she's going through and all the things that she's experiencing like on this family vacation. And it was just so expertly done. Like the story was so compelling. I love stories that have so much going on. I love it when there's like a true story to tell. This is one of those books that like there's always something going on, even though it's like a slice of life. It was just so good. I would also highly recommend the audiobook. This book is, I believe, by a New Zealand author, and the audiobook was narrated by a New Zealander. Like it takes place in New Zealand, and all the characters are from New Zealand. Like the plot takes place in New Zealand, like on this island, and listening to the accent of the narrator doing like the narration for this audiobook just like scratched the right itch in my brain. It was so satisfying. I just loved it so much. Like, I seriously could not recommend this book enough. If you are curious about it at all, buy it, listen to the audiobook, rent it, check it out from the library, like do what you gotta do. Read this book or listen to this book. It was so good. And then lastly, for the books that I read in August, I am actually currently still reading this book, so this one is also going to transfer into September. This is People to Follow by Olivia Worley. This book is very well done, but either I'm a wimp or it's super creepy because I cannot read this book at night. That's one of the reasons I'm not very far into it, is because I usually like to read before bed, and I tried to read this before bed a couple of days ago and I actually got so freaked out I had to put on cartoons to fall asleep. This is like a murder mystery, like Love Island meets a whodunit. Basically, it's these 10 influencers who go to this island for this reality show, and then it turns deadly, and they're being watched through the cameras, and they're like forcing them to do all these crazy things or get canceled. And it's so good, but it's also like, it's very creepy because you have that element of like, there's cameras all over the house, like Big Brother style, and whoever the mastermind is that's like killing these people is watching them and like communicating with them in real time based on their like actions in the house. It's so creepy, but it's so good. So I am not very far into this book. I'm probably, I don't know, maybe like a third of the way in, but this book so far is very good. I am very interested to see like what the rest of the twists are gonna be, but just a little bit creepy. It's not graphic. It's just kind of like, if you think about it too hard, it like really freaks me out. This is going to be moving on with me into September, like I said, because I am not done reading this, so this is going to be one of my first September books. I've also got a couple books that I really want to read that I have been kind of like saving for September that I'm very excited for. Come hell or high water, I will be reading The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. I have mentioned this book at least 6 different times throughout the course of the year in different months. September is the month. I will listen to it on audiobook, I will get it from the library, I'll do something, but I will be consuming this book in some form. I'll buy a copy if I need to. Like, I will read this book, and September is the time to do it. I might be shooting myself in the foot here because the next book I want to read is also like kind of creepy. They're all kind of like a little bit spooky. Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea, but oh well. The next book I want to read is called The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers. I read All Good People Here, also by Ashley Flowers, a couple years ago. Again, very creepy. Had to read it with like all the lights on, couldn't read it at night, had to put cartoons on after I finished reading it for the night because I couldn't fall asleep. Like, I didn't want that to be the last thing I was thinking about. But I did really enjoy that book in the end, and this is Ashley Flowers' second novel, I believe. And the cover just looks like so September-y to me. I have been holding on to this book since it was published in May, and I am so excited to read this. So this is another book that I am interested in September, whether I actually read it or if I listen to it on audiobook, either one, but this is definitely on my list for September. Okay, and finally, the last book that I have on my potential TBR for September, I've actually had this on my list for several years at this point because I've been saving it for fall time, and every fall I forget about it, and now I'm finally remembering this book. I feel like I can only read it in the fall because the cover you'll see. It's called The Do-Over by Suzanne Park. This looks like a super lighthearted second chance romance, like very cute, a nice palate cleanser after all the like murder and mystery and scandal of the other books that I've got planned for September. This book looks super cute to me though. The female main character discovers that she is missing a few credits on her college degree, so she has to go back to college and like finish her degree. And then once she gets there, she discovers that the TA for one of her classes is her old college boyfriend. So it's like a second chance, like reconnecting. Just looks like a cute, fun little like fall time back to school romance. So we'll see if this actually makes the cut. I feel like I'm being a little bit ambitious with the number of books that I'm trying to read in September, but it just looked so cute that I wanted to add it to the list and like see if we could get a fun little palette cleanser in there just so it's not all spooky and terrifying. But those are all the books that I have to talk about in this month's book club. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into reading a little bit more, especially now that it's gonna be fall time. It's just so cozy. Like, I'm gonna really try and lock in, make a point to spend some time reading because it's one of the hobbies that I really enjoy. So we are trying to pour more into my cup in September and focus on the things that I really enjoy. But that is gonna wrap it up for the September reset vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me and getting all set up for a brand new month. Let me know down in the comments below what your highlights were for August, if you did anything fun, if you had any fun events or any special memories, and let me know what your goals are for September. I would love to support you guys in your goals the way you guys support me by watching this video. If you enjoyed this this video, make sure you leave a like on it for me down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you join the family. But that is gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
So let us dance this
Bye,
night
guys.
away.